Seriously. Hello everyone, Dr. Redfield here, and this week we're going to talk about Night Slashers, one of the most violent, zombified, blood-soaked retro video games that you need to be playing. Get ready for a baptism of gore. Please be sure to like and subscribe to join us.
I don't see anybody in there after them.
Now let's not waste any more time and dive into this beast. Night Slashers was a standard side-scrolling multiplayer beat-em-up game from the 90s. So the setup is quite simple. Zombies, creatures, gods, myths, they're all running amok, and it's up to 3 ass-kicking monster slayers to stop it all. First you have Jake, the psychic cyborg. He can control lightning, and he will use it to fry a zombie's asshole. Then you have Christopher, Jean-Claude Van Cargo Pants apparently, and he controls water and ice, kind of like Elsa. Let it go, stop it. And then finally you have Hung Hua, the ass kicker, and she controls fire, the most flammable of all of Earth's elements. Then you use one of these 3 characters to hit, kick, smash, and bash your way through a never-ending barrage of monstrosity. This game definitely has one of the most interesting intros to a game in my opinion. It just starts off with a van crashing through a fence and then driving through hordes of zombies. I could literally watch this over and over and over and over again. There are 7 levels here, and each level has a mid-boss and a final boss, and they all pay tribute to different archetypes of the horror genre. There's a mad scientist. They call me Dr. Danko because I slice and die ice. There's Frankenstein's monster. There's a puppet master and some weird little puppet boy that's just straight up fucking nightmare fuel. You have Dracula, there's werewolves, there's a mudman like a golem, and death. Yeah, you are slaughtering a lot of monsters. Who knew that smashing 1,000 zombies and mutants in the face would hold up? But you know what? It does. And then there's these mini games that are just, they're out there, man. Like, you got zombies' heads sticking out of the sand and you're stomping them and smashing them, or you're throwing zombies and monsters through the air like some kind of weird bowling thing. Look at the signs for the companies in the background. That's some good punny shit right there. This game is similar to other beat-em-ups such as like Final Fight or The Simpsons, but it's the cheeky, campy love for horror here that makes this game stand out. So now, let's talk about the controls. The joystick is 8-way. You have a jump button, an attack button, and a super moves button that's like a screen clear if your enemy is weak enough. But you've got to use it practically because every time you use it, it depletes like 1/3 of your health. And if you have less than 10% of health available, you just do like a block. So use it sparingly. And for a little more variety and flavor in the game, they've made it so that that super attack can be done when you're jumping in the air. If you hit attack and jump at the same time, your character does a close range kind of like special thing that's not as powerful as your super special, but it will still deplete some of your life if you make contact and actually hit something else. So by tapping that attack button multiple times, your character goes into like a melee combo, and each character's moves are unique to each character in this game. Grappling is fun. You literally just walk up to one of these creatures, grab them, and then you slam their old moldy ass. Then there's this charging special, so if you hold the attack button for 3 seconds, this blue ring appears around you. If you keep holding it for like 5 seconds, it becomes a little more of an intense ring, and when you let go, your character does like this move across the screen. If you hold on to it for 6 seconds though, and you go beyond that point, your character becomes dizzy and they become compromised, so you gotta be careful with that. Running is also helpful. It's like a double tap in the forward or backward direction across the screen that you want to be going, and you can also add an attack at the end of that, so you kind of like forward, run across the screen, hit the attack, and boom, you swipe on me. So you use the attack button to pick up items. You also use the attack button to throw items such as the knives. It's really kind of limited on the things that you're able to pick up through the game. And if you're not some weirdo who's sitting in a dark, creepy basement and you have friends, there are moves that in multiplayer mode that can be attack moves that are done in tandem. So, you know, without the appropriate friends, I can't show you those moves. Fucking loser. So sometimes a soundtrack to a game can either make it or break it, and in my opinion, this soundtrack, it feels like a character unto itself. The drums, the synth, that squealy guitar, it's all used to make you feel like you're fully immersed in this world of monsters and mayhem. And that soundtrack, it was designed by Tatsuya Koichi and Tomiyoshi Sato. These are the same guys who did the music for like the Captain America and the Avengers game and RoboCop 2. Actually, most of the crew and designers for this game had either worked on projects before in the past or would go on to work on a project or two in the future before leaving the industry altogether. Night Slashers was released in 1993 by the Data East Corporation, first in Japan and then in the States. It was a full-size arcade cabinet with 1 to 3 players, 8-way joystick, 3 buttons, mono stereo for audio. It also had 1 Raster CRT monitor with a resolution of 320 by 240. That's not bad for its time. One of my favorite features of the game is that the designers decided to go with large sprites, so this way you could see all the carnage and mayhem that they wanted to show you. Good choice there, guys. Upon its initial release, I guess Playmeter ranked it at 58th most popular arcade game at the time. So apparently they've got another version of the game that's supposed to be censored where they replaced all the red blood with like green gooiness. Everything else was the same, but instead of red blood it was green gooey, and yeah, that's just as fun. You're still talking about smashing zombies' faces in. Oh, and your characters, when they get hit or attacked, they never show any signs of those attacks. They never get any bruises or cuts or bleed themselves. And then apparently, word on the street, there's a modified version of the game out there where you get to play as Ashley J. Williams from the Evil Dead series. That's right, Ashy Slashy, complete with boomstick and chainsaw in hand. And that sounds fucking groovy. So now let's talk about any tips or cheats that this game has that are available. After doing some research, there are none. This game is fucking brutal. You just have to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge your way through this insanity. It's great, but yeah, be prepared to drop a pile of tokens in to finish this game. It's worth it. So yeah, Night Slashers was a standard side-scrolling multiplayer beat-em-up game from the 90s. Was it groundbreaking? No. But it knew what it was and it stayed true to itself. It was a horror video game for adults. So in my professional opinion, Night Slashers will rot your brains. Hell, the violence and cheesy brutality are enough to secure that title, and that's science. Well, you might be asking yourself, how do I play this game? I don't have access to the arcade machine or access to ROMs to be able to play it. Don't worry, there are other options. Last year, Johnny Turbo's Arcade released the game through the Nintendo Switch, and now you can smash and bash in the palm of your hands. Tell me in the comments below if you, the viewer at home, have ever played this game or if you enjoyed this at all. So this has been Dr. Redfield telling you, find this game, drop in some quarters, and kill some fucking monsters. Play and slay. Play until dead. Kill some fucking zombie. Come here, you son of a bitch. Ooh, you suck with Hurricane! Wait, that's the wrong game. Ooh, you suck so bad. Get it, get it, get it.